Hey, what is up, people? It's Nachodon coming to you from the left coast of the wonderful, the formerly wonderful United States of America. What a wonderful place this is. Where every vote matters, folks. Every vote clearly doesn't matter. Hopefully, whatever your political inclination is, you now see that this is a farce of everything that we live in. Okay, and one of the things I want to just talk about in this video is sort of a call to action for some of you who might be sitting on the sidelines. You might be watching some crypto videos. You might have watched some of my videos. I don't have a big following. I don't market myself or anything. A lot of the people who find me come to me looking for Palm Beach information or whatever. And yes, get that out of the way. We have people that share the publication. We share the costs. I can't put any Palm Beach stuff on here for copyright violations, but if you reach out to me personally, we can discuss that and we can look at things. So let's just get that out of the way. I have all of the Palm publications. But what I started a few months ago was something called the Nacho Research Lab. It's a funny, cute name. I don't consider myself some kind of super high level researcher, but when you want to make money, you do research and you read and you study and I've always been sort of an amateur economist, and I've always enjoyed thinking about everything from monetary policy to our whole financial paradigm. So it's very interesting stuff to me, and that's why I knew it was broken back in 2012, 2013, something like that, when I was starting to come awake. And then I discovered Bitcoin by listening to libertarian podcasts and things like that. And I said, wow, isn't this something? Isn't this interesting? But, I didn't have much faith that it would ever get off the ground. And so I followed it for about a year or more. I can't remember at this point whether it was a year or two. But I was listening to, I remember, podcasts by a guy named Trace Mayer, and he was talking about this thing called Bitcoin and everything. So thank you, Trace, even though I don't agree with your philosophy much now. But and Roger Ver, who's kind of vilified in the Bitcoin communities now, and I saw some movie with Roger Ver in it and talking about how the monetary policy is so evil and everything. He even did some prison time for getting involved with selling fireworks over the internet, and it wasn't for the fireworks so much, because there were much more egregious crimes being committed than that, but they really kind of nailed him because he was speaking out against the government. And so Roger Ver is the CEO of bitcoin.com, by the way, now, and he's a big proponent of Bitcoin Cash, which is a coin I really like, but they've just been sort of vilified and smeared by the Bitcoin maximalist community. And that's unfortunate. But it is what it is, and the market tells us what things are. Now, you'll notice I have a chart up here. So just getting back to what I was saying, I'm sort of rambling here, but I want this to be a call to action for those of you who are sitting on the sidelines to come into crypto and to get involved, with somebody who knows their way around, so that you're not feeling in the dark. I mean, even if you have the Palm Beach publications, you have this publication and that publication, and I have a few shares of mine who found me, who subscribe to a million different publications, and good for them. And sometimes they offer me to do swaps and things like this, and it's I'm just not really interested in more publications at this point. I've got the publications I sort of want. I like the Palm publications. Do I love them? I don't love them. I like them. I think they're good. I found some good projects through Palm. I think lately Palm has been really on the spot. Tika's picks have been great. I've been a little bit ahead of them because I knew about these projects before they got recommended, but that's because I'm very, very much immersed in this industry or field or whatever you want to call it. So I've done, a lot of times when Tika recommends something, it's kind of rare now that, it's not already on my radar in some fashion or some form. But that being said, I do like the Palm publications. I think they're good. And it's like they're a good, like a sort of a gateway into crypto, especially the Palm Confidential. And then the Palm Crypto Income Quarterly is a little bit more nuanced and niche, I would say, and in a lot of ways better. They're in on a lot of the bigger projects. They're in on a lot of things earlier than in the Confidential. It's a little bit more geared towards the low cap stuff, although they recently picked something very large cap. But so there's no really hard rule there. So what I want to talk about is a little bit about what you're going, reasons to get into crypto, a couple reasons, and also I want to show you a couple things that, like my philosophy and what you're going to learn by, hanging out with me, hanging in the Nacho Research Lab Telegram, private Telegram chat, reading the Nacho News, which is a read-only channel I just started for those people who are busy and they'd like to participate in the chat, but they have full-time jobs, they have family, they have kids. You can't be reading, me sending memes of Cheech and Chong smoking joints and things like that. I get that. I understand. You want the stuff that is going to help make you money, right? And give you an overview of the market each day and things like that. Maybe a news article that I really feel like you should read. And so I am in a lot of ways not only running the Nacho Research Lab Telegram room and having a lot of fun in there and stuff and camaraderie, and it's it's kind of like family in there, it really is. But I'm also curating the information, right? So that that if you want the too long didn't read on things, that you can just jump in there at the end of your night and read through it and be like, oh, okay, Nacho says this looks good for a trade. Maybe I've been thinking about buying that. Maybe I should buy it. Or this looks good for a sell. Or altcoin season's about to start, and maybe I should get myself positioned and buy those altcoins that Tika's been recommending in the Palm Beach Confidential that we share, or something like that, right? So let's just take a look at this chart now. One of the things that I bring to the Nacho group, the Nacho Research Lab, is that I am a chartist, right? So I understand these charts and candlestick patterns, and it's not just talk, but I was just trying to find the more common book, but I'm not going to get out of my chair. But stuff like this, all right? These are books that I read and study, right? This is just one chart patterns. I was looking at this one chart pattern that was unfamiliar to me the other day, I've got a bunch of other books around here in back of me on the bookshelves. But the point is, I study this stuff, right? So, like, you can either study this stuff yourself, and I would always encourage you to do that. In fact, I have some guys from the Nacho group that are enrolled in a totally separate, unaffiliated school with me that I recommended to them to learn how to become traders. They want to learn how to trade, and so I know where to steer you for that. But I am a trader, and I love these charts, and I look at them every day. And once you do something long enough, you get good at it. You get a feel for the way the asset moves, and these charts help. So right now, I want to just show you something like that you would probably never know on your own. Maybe you've heard it before if you really follow crypto closely, but this is the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? This is not the Bitcoin price chart. So as you see here, back in 2018, Bitcoin dominance went up to like 50%. That was pretty high, but then it came all the way back down. And while this is coming down, right, that means like Ethereum and Ripple and all those are going up, right, and all these altcoins. So when the Bitcoin dominance is actually falling, that means that the altcoins are actually running, and sometimes hundreds or thousands of percent, okay? So you want to know when this thing has topped out and when it's coming down, right? And then, because this is where you make a lot of money, okay? Now, when it's going up, you want to maybe you just want to be holding Bitcoin, because there are few things that are going up in at least in prior years when it comes to Bitcoin. But so I hope that makes sense to you. As Bitcoin dominance, meaning market share, percentage of the market share, right, is going down, that means that altcoin dominance is rising up, because it all has to equal 100%. So if Bitcoin dominance is going down 50%, 40%, 30, that means that the altcoin dominance must be sucking that percentage. And that means that these smaller market cap coins are going to be really, a lot of them will be really flying. Now, here was a period where the Bitcoin dominance just rose and rose and rose and rose and rose. And what do you think happened there? Well, the altcoins were getting crushed, right? So I'm giving a little bit of a lesson here, but this is the kind of stuff I talk about every day on my channel. And, I'm trying to teach people what I knew, what I've learned over this time of being in crypto, of watching the Bitcoin asset and how it moves for years now. And because altcoins are fun, right? These things you hear about. Oh, this coin did this, and have you ever heard about this coin? You'll have a friend say to you, yeah, it just went up 10,000% or whatever. Yes, there are incredible gains to be made here, but if you don't know how to get in and get out of the market here and there, right? If you don't know how to take profits, if you don't know what coins to pick, you just don't know. You want to listen to some guy on YouTube, I scrutinize the stuff that I buy, even when Palm Beach recommends it. Once in a while I'll go out and buy it blindly, and then I'll read through, and then I'll do a deeper dive. And if I don't like what I see, I'll sell it immediately. And, maybe I take a little loss or I get a little gain on it, but I'm just not comfortable holding it. But, it's rare that I just go out and just buy it. Like, oh, somebody told me to buy it, I'm going to buy it. Like, I don't even care if it's Tiga Tawari, maybe if Jesus told me to buy a coin, I'll go right out and buy it. No questions asked. But, so far Jesus hasn't told me to buy any coins in particular, although I do think he's very fond of crypto. So there is that. But if you look at this chart here, and then we're up and down and up and down. But what I wanted to point out, why are we on a 12-hour? Sorry about that. Let me put this in oh, I know why. Because where I was going, because I was looking at this on a more close-up view, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So anyway, we're not so concerned with the past here as we are with what's happened since April 2019. Bitcoin has gone on this incredible run. Yeah, it's had its downs, and it was up. That means the altcoins got crushed. So, guys like me who were in altcoins in 2018, 2019, really, really took a beating, because as Bitcoin went up and we were believing in a lot of these projects that, held out all this hope and everything. And look, I feel kind of stupid now holding some of those projects, but I can remember, distinctly at that time, there were, much smarter people than me, including Palm Beach and everything, that were saying this thing's going to be the next big thing and everything. And it's just so hard in venture capital to tell what's exactly going to happen. And, it's hard to make that kind of prediction. So make a long story short, and I know the story's already getting long, but what's happened is there were a lot of things that were supposed to be use cases or utility tokens, as they were called, in 2018 and 2019 that just never quite got their footing. They just never got their tokenomics right. Maybe a lot of them seem like they were cash grabs at this point, just trying to fund their own projects so that they can launch other things later down the road and build their company. There's been some disappointments like that where they didn't try to return more value to the token holders. And there have been some projects, though, that have hung in there and done really well. And even though the price went like this, the value, was still being built there. So anyway, we saw that Bitcoin kind of peaked out here in September 2019 in its dominance, and then gradually as it trickled down, this means that the altcoins are starting to grab market share. Okay, now the thing is, there's more altcoins in the market, so you have to be careful what you're buying these days, because it's like you go into a Walmart and there's just lots of shit there. Are you going to just buy anything? Are you going to buy GMO food that's going to poison your family? Or are you going to take a closer look at the labels and stuff? Not that the labels are honest, but who knows? But as you see here, this went down. And let's just zoom in real close here. I don't want to get into a lesson in Bitcoin dominance, but this is something we discussed in my room. And I always talk about this because, Bitcoin dominance went down here, and I was hoping it was just going to keep on going down into the 30s, but it stopped at around 60%, and then it started going back up, meaning the altcoins are going down, Bitcoin's going up in value, and this was that incredible run to like $40,000 for Bitcoin. And it's been an amazing run. And the reason why I don't worry about it is because eventually a lot of the money that's flowing into Bitcoin, and there are some people online that don't want you to know this, or believe this, is that a lot of times that money's going to then flow into the things that are under it in terms of its market cap size, and that being Ethereum and all the altcoin du jour that's below it. And so here we see that the Bitcoin dominance just peaked out again recently. Okay, it broke this very long historical sort of trend mark. You see how it was getting checked here, it came back down, checked there, came back down. That's a powerful resistance above. And when it broke through here, I was just like, no way, you gotta be kidding me. It broke through and kept going. So that wasn't good. Wasn't good for altcoin holders. Meaning the altcoins are getting cheaper, meaning that when you look at your portfolio, you might be getting depressed because you're saying, like, why didn't I just buy Bitcoin? But that's not a big deal. I think that what's happened here is you see that we peaked out again, right? And then we started to come down. And so this whole time I was kind of given, daily or, every other day updates to my shares saying, like, look, it looks like it's starting to come down. We might want to start getting positioned in altcoins here, right? The altcoins that Palm recommends, the altcoins that we discover by ourselves in the room, altcoins that friends of mine that might recommend to me, that I trust, that I know that's done the research or got it from a good source. So we have a lot of that going on. But then you see it's now started to break down. And just today, or actually just yesterday, we got a close below this historic, it was a resistance line, and that was a good thing because we wanted it to come back down. Then it became support, but it's broken through the support now because resistance becomes support after, it breaks through the resistance. Now it's like support, but it didn't find any support. So that's a really good thing. I'd like to see a couple more closes under here. And then I think we can safely say that we're going to come down a bit. Again, this is, some people might call reading the charts tea leaves, but I can assure you there's a lot more, and there is more of an art to it than a science. But I can assure you that this stuff works, and it really, really helps you to understand the market. And this is one thing that I do in my group is I want everyone to know how to read a chart because, these Japanese candlesticks, they were brought over by Steve Neeson in, I think, like the 90s to the West from the Japanese. That's what they call Japanese candlesticks. And the Japanese had been using candlesticks, I guess, for like 500 years. And so, we've got a 500-year history of candles and patterns and things like that. And then these patterns and candlesticks, I always say in my group that candles tell a story because they can. And this isn't a lesson in candlesticks, but what I will say is that, we have everything from the market formation, price formation, to the size of candlesticks, to the size of wicks and tails and things like that, which tell a story. And it's a story that I've become pretty good at being able to recognize and to be able to tell. And so those you can look at this as wisdom, and it's wisdom that I share very freely with my entire group, because I don't guarantee you're going to make money hanging out with me. I don't guarantee that anything, but I will guarantee you're going to learn things, and you're going to learn things about the markets that you can apply to any asset like Tesla or Google or whatever. If you're into trading stocks and things like that, I just happen to be really into crypto right now because I just know it's a great growth opportunity. But maybe in a couple years I'll be in stocks and options and applying my skills there. But to me, this is the most exciting market in the world, cryptocurrency. Okay, and I think you really want to get in, and we'll get into a couple of things there. Here was another thing, right? Here's the patterns. Notice how notice how this triangle is respected, right? It came down, it broke through, right? So a couple of days ago, I posted this in the room, like, which way is this going to go? And one of our guys in the group correctly said down, and I was leaning that way as well. And so now we see, is Bitcoin going to crap out here and go further down? Well, right now, yes, it looks that way. I would not be longing Bitcoin from here, okay? These are the kind of things that we look at on a daily basis in my room, right? Like, you would know if you're just glancing at the Nacho News read-only channel, you would know that this is very clear. I shouldn't be buying Bitcoin here. It broke this triangle, this trend. You could always DM me, say, ask me what it means. It means that right now we're not sure if could Bitcoin jet up through here? Yeah, it can, but right now it's a hold situation. We're not buying Bitcoin here. If you wanted to take some profits or sell, maybe this isn't the best place either. So I would say it's a pretty neutral position. Let me get into some things. When I do videos for my peoples as well. A lot of them I publish here on PeerTube. This is the bittube.video instance. I'll try to put that in the link below. But when you join up with me, you're going to have access to this. I do unlist and I do keep certain things private, only for them. But, I've done the Palm, I post those up just for my people. It's private, right? I do some other videos that I'll make public, like this one. Here's where we're doing a mirror finance and Uniswap tutorial on a Zoom call with some of our members, and I want to make sure that these guys know how to use this stuff and get them in early on some very high quality projects and opportunities to learn DeFi, to yield farm and things like that, and start to look at those opportunities. So anyway, just know that I have a channel out there. Now look at these lovely fellas from the Federal Reserve Bank in St. Louis, right? This guy, I want to suck your blood, but I'll put a smile on my face and I'll get my hair cut every 2 weeks so that I look like a nice fella, don't I? Look at this nice looking fella, right? That he's got some fangs right in there, right? These central bankers. Look, these people are the scum of the earth, and this is a satanic money system that we live under. Just turn over your dollar bill and you'll see all the garbage and Illuminati bullshit that's on there. And so we want to break free of this, right? And so I've gone, this video is going to be a little bit all over the place, but I don't care. I've gone from showing you how I'm going to help you look at markets and help you look at charts and help explain things for you so that, look, you're going to acquire skills, right, that are going to bring you, well into the future to be able to apply to any asset in the future that you decide to trade. Okay. Now maybe we'll be trading some weird assets down the line, and there's NFTs coming, and maybe we'll be trading water rights, right? They want to make us pay for water in our air soon. I'm sure these nice guys with their nice little smiles on their face. Look at this guy, McCracken. Ooh, McCracken, like the monster from the sea. Wow, what a name, huh? You gotta love the names of these guys. Anyway. So if we're moving along here from the federal bank, just remember, right, the M1 money supply, and I don't want to get into this too much, but I just wanted to highlight this. This is on STG report. As announced on March 15th, 2020, the board reduced reserve federal bank reserve requirement ratios to 0% effective March 26. This eliminated reserve requirements for all depository institutions. Okay, so before with what's called fractional reserve banking, banks used to like hold 10% of whatever came in, and then they like if I put in $100 in a bank account, they only needed to hold 10 of that, and then they can lend out they could lend out the rest of it. Okay. And but now there's no requirement at all. So we went from going on a gold standard, which was fractional in a sense, but at least there was some standard. We went from the gold standard to this fractional reserve banking, and now there's actually no reserves required. Okay, and so what do you think's happening to the money supply? I mean, look at this. This is right from the Fed, St. Louis Fed. Website. Okay, this is a government website. Okay, so you can see the money supply here is pretty flat. Of course, increasing a little bit. That's normal. And then from the financial crisis in 2008, they really started to there's a lot more money in circulation. Right, it's growing, and you can see that the slope of this from 2000 and from 2008 all the way up to 2020. Was a pretty steep slope compared to back here, right? Compared to in here, right? Where it was, I wouldn't say flat. If we were to zoom in on this, we'll see it's going up. But look at the rate that it's going up now, right? So they're printing like it's going out of control. And then of course what happens is they need a reset, right? They need a reset. So what do? They bring in a scam-demic. This has been done before, this type of thing, maybe not on this scale. But now we have a big scam, and they're going to tell you that there's other things tied to this, like eugenicism and things like that, population control, and a lot of these sickos really want to eliminate the population. I mean, you've got to come face to face with that, people, and this is something that is worth fighting, right? But crypto is there for us as sort of an escape pod out of this. But first, look at the slope. Look at the slope. And I'll get to the crypto in a second. This is pretty crazy. And then what happened with the scamdemic, right? Boom, straight up now, straight up. So this went from 4,000, right? And this is what is this in trillions or whatever, billions or trillions or what? Probably billions, right? So it's a trillion, and then it goes boom, all the way up to 6.5. I mean, do you realize that? Because this must be logarithmic. This went from 4 to 6,700. I mean, this is like nearly doubled. This is like nearly doubled. I mean, close to it. So we're in trouble here. There's so much more money in circulation, right? So this is the money supply. This is basically cash, right? And we get into everything that's included in M1, but this is basically cash. So how crazy is that? So here's why we want to get into crypto, right? Because let's look at Bitcoin, for example. So, Bitcoin has what's called a max supply. It's finite. There will be one day in the future, and I think it's like 8 years from now or something, where basically every Bitcoin just about will have been mined, okay? And that's only 21 million. And so when you say, well, why is a Bitcoin $35,000 or $36,000? Well, there's only 21 million of them. That makes them scarce. That means that every millionaire in the world right now could not own one whole Bitcoin. Okay? So think about that. Now, I don't want to make a commercial for Bitcoin here. There's some issues with Bitcoin. And that's pretty much what spurred the entire cryptocurrency market. So let's take a quick look at that. So you see we have a lot of different coins here, and these are the top ones, right? They're ranked by market cap, meaning, how much money is this? If you took every coin and, you multiplied it times the price, and, what would be the market cap? The whole market cap of Bitcoin itself is, almost $750 billion, right? And as I just showed you earlier here, that total market cap represents right now 66.24% of the entire cryptocurrency market, which is falling, by the way, which is a good thing because we want our altcoins that we buy via Palm Beach and stuff like that to really pump, because while Bitcoin could go up 100% or 200%, some of these altcoins are going to go up tens of thousands of percent. Did you hear me? Tens of thousands of percent. So 100x, 200x. There's already a coin that Palm kind of recommended late. I wish they recommended at 3 cents rather than like $4, but it's still gone up over 100% since then. And that coin has done a 200x this year. Okay, a 200x. X, that's 20,000%. That's 20,000%. Okay. So if you were like somebody like me buying Bitcoin when it was like $200, $200 and $300, then this has been a very delectable ride, right? But you might think you have missed the boat here, and I would say that no, this is a good place to park your money if you want it to be safe. Bitcoin has become like this huge asset that it can still dip a lot, but I think with our situation, in general, it's going up. It's going up, right? Even though there's dips in its history. We could look at its price all day long, and I could talk about, I could show you dips. Well, believe me, I could show you dips, right? So if we go to the weekly here, I could show you dips. These are dips. This is a dip, right? But what's the general trend here? You don't have to be a genius to see where it's going. It's going like this, right? This is the trend line. Now, is it going to come back down here and then before it takes its another leg up? Yeah, probably at some point. I know, but we are in this crazy bear market. Bull market. And the thing is, this money hasn't started to leak really so much and into the altcoins. So the higher this goes, that Bitcoin goes, I think the more of a party we're going to have with these altcoins. And that's why you want to get in now. You want to start making some life-changing gains for yourself and for your family and get positioned. And, more than yes, by joining with me, you're going to learn about the Palm Beach, Palm Beach's coins, and we're going to do deeper dives, and you're going to learn all this. But more than learning what coins to pick, okay? Because everybody who comes, I want to get rich. I feel like I'm missing out. I want to. What coins are? Sometimes I have people email me, just tell me the coins. Just tell me the coins. Like, oh, if I just tell you the coins, your life is going to be perfect. You're going to become a multimillionaire. You're going to be good to go. All you got to do is know the coins. Just read that one report and you're going to be blessed. Well, most likely not, okay? I can just tell you that. And so what you want to do is you want to get around someone like me, or find someone like me. If you don't like me, go find somebody. I don't know who does what I do. I'm having fun doing it too, and I'm meeting great people. The Nacho Research Lab is full of amazing individuals from all over the earth, and they're just cool people and freedom-loving people. I might add. So you get into our group, and you're going to have some camaraderie. You're going to have, let's face it, I'm a leader there, right? So I will do my best to lead you, to help you, and to help you make money in this pretty crazy environment. Okay, look at some of these things: 46%, 43%, 91% in the last 7 days. In just 7 days, you understand that? All right. Do you own these coins? Right. I own some of these coins. Okay. 48%, 60%, 48%. Right. 26%, 15% in the last 7 days. 33%. Okay. 53%. 118%. This is just in the last 7 days. If I go back, you see more. And this is going to continue. This is going to continue. But that's just page 1, by the way. Okay, there's page 2, 3, 4, right? And how are you going to know what to pick unless you're around people who know this market? How are you going to know when's a good time to buy? How are you going to learn things for your future? How are you going to learn how to look at a chart, how to look at a price chart, and intelligently dissect it so that you can apply this skill going forward for the rest of your life? You're not going to learn that if you don't have a teacher. You're not going to learn that if you're not, hanging out with people who know what they're doing. All right. So, look, people say, "Oh, why do you do this if you did so well on Bitcoin?" I do this more because I like doing it, right? And it's a little bit of cash flow for me because yes, the groups are not free, but this is a way for me to give back. And I think that if you talk to some of the people in my room, or most of them, they would tell you that, this is a passion for me. This is something I want to see everybody win. I want to see people's lives changed. I want to see people equipped for the future. You think I want to see a bunch of poor ass people out here begging for money, begging the government for money? I want to see people on their own, vibrant, using the new means of exchange, right? A new means of exchange, cryptocurrency, right? So the MOV, the SOV, the store of value, okay? And Bitcoin, I think, is a good store of value. It's proving out that case. Ethereum, if you know me, if you've seen some of my other movies, you know that I really like Ethereum as well. And I like many, many other things, which is beyond the scope of this video. But let's talk about one of them. So we're talking about supply, and I always say Monero is one of my favorite coins. The price action hasn't been that great on it since Bitcoin's been sucking all the air out of the room. But hey, still up 130% on the year, right? All right. Are you investing in things that are getting at least 100% a year? This is one of my worst ones for the year. But I love the coin, and I will keep buying it if it's low relative to other things, because I believe it has a bright future. And as you can see here, the circulating supply is only a little bit over 17 million. Low supply doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be great. Now you see that the max supply here is infinity, but that's only because Monero has something called a tail emission. What's a tail emission? Well, you hang out in the Nacho Research Lab, you're going to know what a tail emission is, and why certain coins are built differently, and why Monero doesn't have a hard cap but Bitcoin does, and how was that decision made? Why did they decide to do that? Right? If you care, and if you didn't care, I would just say this is negligible in Monero's case. It's not like they can inflate the supply, nilly-willy, but they can only inflate it a very, very tiny amount each year, which is actually healthy for the coin. And so we have a market cap of under 3 billion compared to Bitcoin's 66 billion. And so this is obviously much smaller. And I always like to say that Monero is, Bitcoin, Monero is the cryptocurrency that Bitcoin buyers thought that they bought. Okay, Monero is the cryptocurrency that Bitcoin buyers thought that they bought. And what I mean by that is that Monero is private, as opposed to Bitcoin is not private. Bitcoin, as long as they can tie your address to your name, they could see all of your activity because blockchains are public, whereas Monero's blockchain is not public. It's extremely private, aka fungible, aka private, right? That's one of the inherent qualities of true money, fungibility, right? You could look that up. Anyway, I think that's about it. Just remember, when I do videos, a lot of them are unlisted, private, right? There's one that's removed. Unlisted. I do a lot of videos for my folks because, like, if there's something in the group that I feel is going to be beneficial for me to put out a video, rather than answer the question 100 times in the room. I'll just do a quick video on it, or a long video. I'm very good at long videos, as you can tell, and I'll put that out there. But hopefully it's not just hot air that I'm putting out there. I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to bring people along with me on this great ride, right? I don't want to pay for the whole party on the yacht, right? I want everybody to chip in. So, all right. I think that'll do it for today. But look, I think in closing, what I would say is, if you are not in crypto yet today, and if you want a good a person who knows his way around, a person that can help you, a person that can hold your hand a bit. I have different levels, so like the highest level, you have like complete access to me. You can, basically almost call me anytime you want, kind of thing. Not call me, but you can leave me a message and I'll get back to you and I'll answer all your questions and help you. I've jumped on Zoom calls with people before who are just like, look, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. That's fine. We can do that too. So there's different levels of access, but minimally, I think what you want is, access to somebody who can help lead you through this space. And it's hard to tell somebody through a computer screen, but hopefully you can tell by the way I talk about this stuff, the passion I have, and the knowledge that I have, that I'm going to do my best to share this with you, right? I'm not some kind of scammer, and I'm going to try to do it as responsibly as I can, right? Because, one of my mottos for the group is I want everybody to win here. I just want everybody to win. And I want to get you to that level where you're going to understand things. So I will say this about the Nacho Research Lab, just so you know, most of the people in there are new to crypto, okay? Now, as we're going along in the months, some of them are becoming, they're stepping their game up, some of them. And so I'm really proud to see that, almost like a proud papa seeing his little crypto kitties grow up. But it makes me happy to see that, and it's amazing if you pay attention and if you follow someone like me. I said in my videos before, and I don't mean to be arrogant, I wish I had someone like me in my first couple years of crypto, and especially in investing heavily into these VC projects and these altcoins. But I didn't. I was just learning it on my own. But you can be the beneficiary of hanging out with myself, but also I think more the group too. The group is great, and it's a highly curated group. It's a group of successful people for the most part. They're not kids in there, just slinging crap around or some. It's just these are good people that I don't know. I don't know why I've got such good people in there, but I do. That's the thing. Maybe I'm not sure exactly what, but for some reason I'm attracting very good people to the group, and so you're going to be the beneficiary of their company as well. All right. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Get involved in crypto. You want to learn. You want to get involved here, because remember, we're starting to come down here, the Bitcoin dominance again. I do think that this is, it might take a bump up, but I think eventually this is going to come down all the way down, like past the 50% mark. Okay. I think it's coming down, like, see where it was down here. I think it's coming down. Let me just put on auto on this. See what this is at 50% here. See how far that is? We're still at like 66%. We come down here, altcoins are going to be jamming this whole way down. And then I believe Bitcoin's going to eventually come back down to here. And then we're going to be jamming out like crazy, right? So you can even throw darts at a board at this point and probably make money. You might not need me, but I don't know what you're going to learn. I don't know if you're going to know when to pull the parachute and get out, looking for spots to get out. I would just encourage you to get in crypto no matter what. Go buy some Bitcoin, go buy some Ethereum, go buy some Monero, go buy some Atom, but don't let this moment pass you by. Don't let this moment pass you by. All right. So anyway, that's going to be it. I'm sure that's hella long, as they say here in California. But I'm going to let you go. And I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of this. And in the description below, you can write me, talk to me, tell me where you're at, and ask for the plan pricings to join the Nacho Research Lab. And I hope to maybe meet you someday. So thanks for listening. If you made it this far, God bless. And I hope to talk to you soon. Bye bye.